In the high-stakes physical world of the NHL, an unfortunate injury can put a screeching halt to a promising career. But for one player, an unlikely wrist injury only ignited an unprecedented rise to superstardom. This is the captivating story of Connor Bedard, the young prodigy hailed as the NHL's next generational talent. So what is his story? How did he turn an almost career-ending injury into being touted as the game's next great one? Well, without further ado, let's get started. Born in North Vancouver, British Columbia in 2005, Connor Bedard grew up with a burning passion for hockey. At a young age, it was clear that Connor was not your typical hockey-obsessed youngster. He wasn't just in love with the game, he lived it. Each shot, each stride, and moment on the ice was a testament to a dedication that would set him apart. But what made him an exceptional player? For Connor Bedard, the foundation was laid in the Western Hockey League. Born to play, Bedard was exceptional even by prodigy standards. As a 15-year-old, he became the first player in WHL history to be granted exceptional status, and just the 7th in Canadian Hockey League history. This privilege, once granted to hockey luminaries like John Tavares and Connor McDavid, enabled him to begin his professional journey a year early. Bedard would be picked first overall by the Regina Pats in the 2020 WHL Bantam Draft, and this is where his story truly takes off. In his 3 years with the Pats, he didn't just play, he dominated, posting a staggering 134 goals and 271 points in only 134 games, including a record-shattering 2022-2023 season of 71 goals and 143 points in 57 games. Yes, 57 games. He'd finished the year leading the WHL in goals, points, and points per game. He turned every shift into a spectacle and rarely left a game without contributing to the scoreboard. In fact, there were only 4 games where he didn't register a point. Let that sink in. Out of 57 games he played with Regina this year, he was held off the score sheet just 4 times. He is a grandmaster on the ice, thinking 2 steps ahead, manipulating opponents, and finding space where none seem to exist. His story in the WHL is one of awe and reverence, a tale of a prodigy leaving his mark on his city and league on his way to the next level. And we haven't even touched on his World Junior career yet. The 2023 World Juniors were considered his biggest test yet, and Bedard delivered a performance that shook the hockey world. As a 17-year-old, he was utterly dominant against opponents up to 3 years older than him, with a tournament that landed him in the Canadian record books. Bedard passed Eric Lindros for most points all-time in the tournament with 36, and smashed Jordan Eberle's all-time goal mark of 14 by putting up 17 in just under 2 World Junior tournaments. He also crushed the most points in a single tournament by a Canadian by tallying 23, a record previously held by Braden Shen and Dale McCourt. Needless to say, he put on a show, but it was his electrifying overtime goal in the semis against Slovakia that brought the world to its feet. A moment that'll go down in Canadian World Junior history. All this while leading Canada to a gold medal. He went on to be named the tournament MVP and best forward, an absolute masterclass in tenacity, talent, and leadership. But it's not just his raw talent or relentless work ethic that shaped Connor into the player he is today. It's the perfect storm of unparalleled passion, natural ability, and a mind that sees the ice like a chessboard that sets him apart from his peers. His ability to read the game, anticipate where the puck will go next, to outthink his opponents, and seize opportunities on the ice that has been likened to some of the greats in the game. When you think of Connor Bedard, think of a relentless pursuit of greatness. Think of a kid who would pass up trips to Disneyland to stay home and play the game he loves so much. Think of the youngest WHL player to score 50 goals in a season. Think of a player who turned a broken wrist into an opportunity to improve his game. A player who dared to bring a hockey stick into Hawaii just so he could keep practicing. He isn't just compared to Connor McDavid, but is expected to redefine the limits of what a prodigy can achieve. But wait, how does he compare to the likes of Connor McDavid? Their career beginnings share striking similarities: exceptional player status, early league entries, and record-shattering performances. If we compare them side by side based on their junior careers, the stats explain the hype around Bedard. McDavid finished his OHL career with 97 goals and 288 points in just 166 games for a 1.7 points per game average, while Bedard racked up 134 goals and 271 points in 134 WHL games for an even 2-point per game average. Pretty impressive, right? But as Bedard steps into the NHL, the real question is, can he carry his success over and eclipse the towering heights reached by McDavid? Now that he's most likely about to lace up his skates for the Chicago Blackhawks, how will Bedard's incredible journey unfold in the most talented hockey league in the world? Will he rise to the occasion, or will he stumble under immense pressure? There's a colossal weight of expectations on his young shoulders. But if there's one thing we've seen from Bedard, it's that he thrives under pressure. But this entire story could have been different. Much, much different. In the grand narrative of Connor Bedard's life, 2017 emerges as a defining chapter, a pivotal moment that created an unexpected twist in the story of a future hockey star. At just 11 years old, he broke his right wrist during a game, a nightmare to a boy with NHL dreams. A wrist injury in a game that relies heavily on your shot strength could have been a brutal blow, but Bedard, he took it as an opportunity. Restricted by the cast on his right hand, he wasn't ready to give up on his dreams just yet. With his right hand immobilized, his left hand came into play, steering the course of his future. Daily, week by week, with unwielding determination, Bedard focused on redefining his left-hand stick handling and backhand shot. Every day for 3 months, the backyard transformed into a self-made training ground. The result? As the cast came off, he emerged not just healed, but transformed. His wrist was back in action, but the experience left Bedard with a significantly stronger top-hand grip and an improved backhand shot, a silver lining that was about to turn into gold. And from this crucible of difficulty, a new star was forged, the star of the NHL's next best shot. In his happy place, his backyard, Bedard continued to fine-tune his shooting technique, refining it into a weapon of impressive influence. Drawing inspiration from his idols like Austin Matthews, he perfected that deadly toe dragon shot, adding another layer to his formidable game. So when you see Connor Bedard on the ice, splitting the defense and ripping that explosive shot, remember that it's more than just talent. Now, what kind of future should we anticipate from him? If one thing is certain in the world of hockey, it's that the future is both thrilling and unpredictable. The eyes of the world were on Connor Bedard, the prodigy himself, as he stepped into the limelight of the 2023 NHL Draft Lottery. His cool demeanor, measured responses, and striking humility were all on display during that fateful night. His answers revealed a young man who idolized Sidney Crosby, who had been playing roller hockey since he was 5, and a player who prided himself on his will to improve. This wasn't just about hockey. This was about a boy evolving into a man, a young player turning into a potential superstar. Meanwhile, in the Windy City, the stakes were high as the Blackhawks anxiously awaited the outcome of the draft lottery. Kyle Davidson, general manager of the Blackhawks, was about to hit the jackpot. The Blackhawks had just a 23% chance of landing the first pick, and well, Lady Luck was on their side that night. Davidson's emotions, a mix of disbelief, relief, and excitement, echoed throughout the city of Chicago. The Blackhawks won the lottery and the opportunity to select the best player in the 2023 draft. And well, we all know it'll be Bedard. Chicago, despite their lowly status that secured the #1 pick, possess a wealth of draft picks and young talent. They also have a storied history, a city that loves hockey, and a passionate fan base. This could be the perfect environment for a young player like Bedard to thrive. As the future unravels, Connor Bedard continues his journey with his trademark determination and work ethic, ready to step into the next chapter of his hockey career. Meanwhile, the Blackhawks sit with the golden ticket, a chance to bring an elite player into the fold, setting the stage for a future that promises nothing short of extraordinary. Evidently, this is the story of a boy, a dream, and a future waiting to be written. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for episode 3.